It still hasn't sunk in. Yes, I'm talking about Harambee Stars' famous and historic win over two-time CHAN champions, Morocco. Yesterday, at a sold-out and a rocking Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, the home heroes, Harambee Stars, led by their enigmatic coach, Benny McCarthy, showed what they are made of. Pure steel. They gallantly put their best foot forward, every drop of sweat counting, as they defied relentless attacks from the Atlas Lions of Morocco to stand tall. Mathematically, they are on the brink of a quarter-final slot, but realistically, they are already there. And what more, the fervent support of the 12th man, who created an intimidating atmosphere, made all the difference. From Kasarani to Uganda's capital, Kampala, and over to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, we have packed wall-to-wall coverage, the goals, the highlights, and the VAR drama right here on SportyMonday. And that's not all. The English Premier League season 2025-2026 is around the corner, and every team is bolstering its ranks. We will tell you more. My panelists, beginning the far right, Jacob Isia, Steve Shitera, and to my left, lawyer Japheth Munyendo, are all ready, and of course, Steve Shitera, returning after a stint on the road. Welcome to SportyMonday. I'm your host, Isaac Swila Tijan. But first things first, to Studio B, where Ziti Jimoi is on standby. Ziti?
Thank you, Sila. While Liverpool were walking alone yesterday, as we were walking on top of people yesterday, of course, the beautiful experience that we were having at Kasarani, of course, against Morocco. Salute to the 12th man, salute to the coach, salute to the players, salute to Mazur, who was commanding the midfield yesterday. And it was a beautiful experience. If you've never been in Kasarani na uko hapa Kenya na hujai kwenda kuona game moja, you have to go that so that you can experience all these things that were happening there. Salute to the DJ too. He was doing very good work. And again, on this side, we'll be giving you some of the names that have been popping up in the Harambee Stars squad, doing very well. Of course, talking about Austin Odhiambo, who has 2 goals. Of course, one of the top scorers. Talk about Ogam, who scored yesterday, and his first goal actually after just from the injury that he had during the FKF Premier League. And we'll be telling you more on other players that have been doing amazing work on this side of the studio. Back to you, Swila.
Thank you, Ziti. A packed show, definitely. And to the question of the day, or the interactive segment, today we want to test your knowledge of football, and we are asking you, in which year and with which club, take note, in which year and with which club did Harambee Stars coach Benny McCarthy win the UEFA Champions League? In which year and with which club did Harambee Stars coach Benny McCarthy win the UEFA Champions League? And today, of course, we are awarding the first 10 fans, or the first 10 fans to give us the right answer, stands to win a ticket to Harambee Stars game against Zambia. And for you to qualify for this ticket, you have to send your feedback to 22422. 22422. So you have to SMS your feedback, not on X, not on Facebook. For you to stand a chance to win this, you have to send your feedback to 22422. That's on the SMS. So send your thoughts there. In which year and with which team did Benny McCarthy, that's the Harambee Stars coach, win the UEFA Champions League? The first 10 to get it right will get the tickets to watch Harambee Stars take on Zambia's Chipolopolo this Sunday right here in Nairobi at the Kasarani Stadium. So pick your phone and start texting. And of course, keep the conversation going. #SportyMonday. And now to our top story. Kenya's football team, Harambee Stars, made history in the CAF competition, defeating African giant Morocco 1-0 at the Kasarani Stadium. This despite finishing the match with 10 men after Crispin Erambo's first half red card. Tusker starman Ryan Wesley Ogam scored the all-important goal, sending the huge Kasarani crowd into delirium. Steve Shitera followed the proceedings and filed this report.
Coach Benny McCarthy's tactical reshuffle and brilliance for this game paid off. Tusker's top scorer Ryan Ogam was handed a starting berth up front, and in the 42nd minute, he repaid the trust, scoring a superb goal to send more than 50,000 home fans at Kasarani into a frenzy.
Something and a goal here finally from the Harambee Stars of Kenya.
The competition star boy Austin Odhiambo started on the bench as McCarthy set up a 4-2-3-1 formation to contain Morocco's threat. However, Crispin Erambo was sent off in the 47th minute after a lengthy review for the foul on the opponent.
Frenetic action going on in that passage of play. The VAR check is over.
Piling pressure on Coach McCarthy, who responded by introducing Captain Abud Omar, Alpha Onyango and Alfonso Mija, all in the second half to steady the ship.
The red card for Maguire. Good little turn and go here. Kenya again scramble through, appeals for a penalty, and referee says penalty.
Kenya remains top of Group A with 7 points, with 1 match left against Zambia, set for Sunday at the Kasarani Stadium.
They can run the clock down even further.
This is Harambee Stars' debut appearance in the CHAN tournament, and the win against Morocco has earned each player and the backroom staff yet another 1 million shilling, a reward from President William Ruto following his pledge before the tourney.
It's a big tournament na ni opportunity poa kupata like kujituma, na naweza sema hii trophy imekuja because team spirit kwa watu wamejituma, so we were fighting for something. Hiyo ndio naweza sema like imekuwa a motivation.
The players, they left everything out on the field, not just for themselves, but for those fans in the stadium. That was incredible, and I don't think if we didn't have the performance from the fans the way they did, we would have survived. Not with 11 players, not with 10 players. So this victory we owe them to the fans.
The only goal of the game, that's how it finishes. Kenya 1, Morocco 0. There is delirium and pandemonium here in Nairobi.
Steve Shitera, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
The streets were humming with anticipation.
Unbowed, unshaken, gallant, they fought for the club, and of course we are very, very proud of Harambee Stars this morning and what they did yesterday. And of course, with that victory, another 1 million in the bag. The account is getting fatter and fatter. 2.5 million as of now. Kongole, President Ruto, for that motivation, and to Coach Benny McCarthy, and to every player who was on that pitch, and to the technical bench, and to you, the 12th man, who made that atmosphere quite carnival. Let's do this, but let's get the show started. Jacob, you were at Kasarani, we were there, we followed every inch of that game. Quite beautiful. The first half was actually out of this world, but the most important thing is the 3 points. Benny McCarthy was spot on his tactics, should we say so?
First, I want to say every person is keeping their promise as far as CHAN is concerned. We were telling our viewers here that as long as we'll be alive, we'll be there. And so I was looking behind me, I could see Zita. Just right behind me, I could see you. Of course,
Daniel Gega.
Sandwiched by what?
I saw who was sandwiching you, sweetheart.
Who was that?
Let me just keep the details. But you see, the last 2 shows here, I say that we are still trying to understand the idiosyncratic variables of Benny as far as his philosophy is concerned. And there's something that really is out of this world that I like about him. That you can't predict him. Even the players within the camp, they can't predict what he's going to do next. Because in my now good experience in football, if I go and watch the last training session of the players, most of the time I will predict for you a probable lineup. If I make a mistake, 2 or 3 players. But this time round, I've been there, but Benny keeps on surprising us. And that's why yesterday we were laughing at the press conference when he said that Morocco did not know what to do on the pitch. We all laughed that he said they didn't know what to do, especially in the first half, because they prepared for a team. He brought them something very different. All the changes that you saw, and all of them were ticking. That is something out of this world. And I want to re-congratulate him, because when he was saying before the start of the tournament that he's getting the challenge of who to start, who to bench, we thought it was just another, another just a phrase of trying to encourage players. But now he has showed that all the players, as he was saying, are ready. Look at how Siraj was playing in his first match. Look at how Lewis Bandi was doing his stuff on the flank there, Look at how even Manzoor, again, being given a little different role, yet again, how he was performing. I mean, Harambee, the entire squad, everybody was just playing. And the fact that we were playing Morocco, 2-time champions, who played last Sunday, and Kenya played on Thursday. We played on Thursday. We played 10 men. Morocco had a whole week to rest. And we were able to play against them for 12 minutes without a player. It just tells you how these boys are ready. And for sure, we have to give them their flowers. They are ticking. Everything that you would want from players, from the technical bench, I think so far so good. It's working. It's working. And Steve, maybe picking from what Jacob has said, we saw what I'll call holistic changes in the squad. Stars, quote and quote. Austin Odhiambo, nobody would have thought Austin would be on the bench. Nobody thought Alphonse Omija would be on the bench. Alpha Onyango would be on the bench. This for long, and we must give Benny credit on this. I think for the last 20 years, I've not seen a coach who has the courage to do what Benny did yesterday. What we've seen with, and no disrespect to homegrown coaches, there are stars who will start every single game, whether they're on form or not, whether the tactics of the day suit them. That has been the story the last 20 years. So and so must start, that's given. But Benny, we saw him make a lot of courage, as Isia said. What does this maybe signpost as we go to our final game of the group?
I think the 20 years you're talking about reminds me of the late Renard Fabish. He's the only coach who pulled such a surprise that he benched everyone, including the veteran Henry Motego, to bring in a crop of new players who really delivered and shook the mighty Super Eagles in their fullness. And probably I fear for those international players now, because it is the same space that these boys are operating in. What will an international player come to tell Ogam? What will he come to tell Manzoor? What will he come to tell Siraj? These are boys who have been picked from the local leagues that was performing poorly, that Firat told us we don't have the talent, But now a coach... That questioned the quality of the league. He questioned the quality of the league. Quality of judges, quality of Australia. But over 1 year, I can say the quality has improved. Bearing in mind that Kenya police have come and overtaken Gor Mahia. That shows you that the league is growing, and so are the players. And you can clearly see Morocco is not an easy team. They have won this CHAN twice. We beat them. Congo have won it twice. We beat them. And it just shows that Kenya can make it to the finals, because they have beaten the favorites, Congo, Morocco, now leave alone Algeria and Senegal. So with the spirit, Kenya can move on to the finals. And Coach McCarthy has proved in a very short time that he fits the environment of the Kenyan football. He understands the boys. Whether in the morning, in the evening, he can pick a team for you. And he's a coach that is studying each and every game. The principles he applied against Angola are not the principles he applied against Morocco, are not the principles he applied against DR Congo. So this is a coach that we've really been missing, and whoever brought Benny to Kenya, I think God bless him.
Wakile, a different line.
Yes.
I watched the game, and you say you sweat blood for your country.
Sure.
You are ready to break a leg just to defend the flag.
Sure.
That's what the Stars players did.
Yes.
Bring in the aspect. How integral is the 1 million token or the 500 cash pledge by President Ruto? Because look at it. The reality is we have professionals who work 30 years in their entire career. They don't get to handle 1 million shillings. But here you walk onto the pitch and know, after 90 minutes, if we give our best performance, I have 1 million in my bank account. As we talk now, they have 2.5 million in bonuses. How integral has been this in inspiring the boys?
Yes, Willa, thank you. First of all, congratulations to Harambee Stars for doing the country proud. Secondly, I would like to thank the 12th man, the fans, the Kenyan fans who have thronged the stadium to support Harambee Stars. Their performance on the pitch, besides the team playing, how they've been very supportive, cheering the boys and at least jeering the opponents has proven to be worthwhile. Back to your question, Swila, one of the pillars, key pillars of economic development anchored within the Vision 2030 setup is sports as a tool of economic development. And we have stagnated in terms of commercialization of the sport. In other developed sporting jurisdictions, 1 million is a child's play. It is a pocket change. In fact, it should have been much more if we had made steps to commercialize, to commercialize sport. So at this juncture, I think the government is really trying hard. Besides the 1 million that is being allocated to the boys, we have seen the Ministry of Sports double up. There has been a 600%, or was it 500%?
500%.
500% increment on the incentives of other sports. So it's running concurrently. The 1 million token to the boys is running concurrently with the policy of reward, the reward mechanism of the ministry. Absolutely. Yes, which is quite phenomenal. It is important because we've stagnated over the years. And you know, when you search the Google history, we have had cases where allowances of national teams have not been paid.
And they delay.
But yes, and there's always been some delay. I also know there could be mamas, the starlets. There's something which has not been already paid to their account. But if we can take advantage of this goodwill to settle some of the arrears, then let also the starlets be paid.
But yes. Just for clarity, very quickly, we must know that this money, the 1 million for every match and 500,000 for a draw,
yes,
is separate from the other bonuses and the allowances for the camp.
Yes,
absolutely. So I was talking to an official at the FKF and was telling me that even before they played, the money had already been paid, 300,000. You understand, for every player, meaning that when we are talking about the 1.5. I mean, for 2.5 so far, there's still another good money as far as the allowances are concerned. Now, that again separates it from the cash rewards that will come from winning the tournament.
Absolutely.
So the boys are just getting richer.
I want you to address this as you make your submission. Last week, basically, I told colleagues in the newsroom that what people are forgetting, and in this part of the world, sport is never treated seriously. Ni michezo tu. That's actually the perception. But from where I sit, President Ruto's legacy could actually be on sports.
Right.
Because since independence, no president has ever done this. Not the late Jomo Kenyatta.
But President Moi did.
What President Moi did was giving us the infrastructure. Yeah,
but
and Kasarani Stadium is around 40 years old. It's taken President Ruto more than 40 years to build an international stadium.
Really did a good job.
And also refurbish Kasarani to international standard. So when the history books are written, I think one of the legacy projects would be, for President Ruto, would be sport.
Remember, Moi Golden Cup used to have a huge prize money than the Premier League. So
At that time.
yes, at that time.
Yes.
So on football, I think President Ruto is rivaling the late President Moi because, look, he has improved the infrastructure that he built. He's putting up another humongous stadium in the name of Talanta Stadium. So for the last 37 years, sports has been dead. And talk of athletics, volleyball, we don't hear of allowances, complaints here and there. It's not only football. So I think, as you say, his legacy might in football. And I was telling someone somewhere, why is the president not talking of the good things he's doing in sports? Because you might start hustling to build your name somewhere else, and yet your star is in sports.
Absolutely.
I know Shitera has already answered everything that I was supposed to say, but again, I just want to talk about the tokens that are being given to the boys. Because at the end of it, it's not in athletics. If someone wins a gold, they get 50 million. If someone gets a silver and bronze, there's money that is being given to that.
5 million for Kenya.
Which is a standard. Now it's coming to the football, whereby something that has not been happening in football for the longest time, and which is it's going to be a plus even to talking to the players. You know me, I was in the mixed zone, talking to the players and asking them about this token that the government, the president is giving them, and they said, manze, sisi wote ni hustlers, tumekuja hapa kutafuta. Manze, hii kitu lazima tu push mpaka penye tutafika, because they need that money, even them, to help themselves. Because you can check even in the Premier League, how much money are these players being paid? How is it more than 20? Ukienda sana 150,000, that is one player is being paid. And then again, after the end of the Premier League, there's no even prize money when someone is winning. Like for until now, we are talking about how much is Kenya Police and Kenya Police Bullets are being getting. After winning the Premier League, how much? Of course, we've seen the Mozart Cup. They've already been given their prizes, but others have not been given the prizes. So this is a good initiative to even motivate the other players that are going to play in the team. And then Heko Pia, most of the people that again are players, I know. 8 players who are playing now in the national team are from Gor Mahia. So everyone saying that Gor Mahia don't have a very good team. No, Gor Mahia now have a team, because you can see even Omondi, after finishing this Chan, he's going to play for Gor Mahia. Siraj, he's going to play for Gor Mahia. Talk about all the back line. It's all Gor Mahia. So at the end of it, again, it's a good exposure again for the boys again. More people are, again, more scouts are there to scout the boys, and then they can go outside and get more money. As you said, these are tokens. Of course, they're not that tokens that we need for the boys to be given. But again, this is just a starting point. And heko to the president, and heko to what he's doing in the sports, and heko to every person who came again in the stadium.
See, I thought Wakili, you would say that there's also, in the back line, there's also police, FC. Backline is good.
We'll come to that, but first, we'll come to that. But
I didn't want to interfere with her.
But more from Gor Mahia.
Just hold that thought. Talking of Harambee Stars and their performance, of course, we spoke to Coach Benny McCarthy and Ogam and Omondi. Let's take a listen at what they had to say after that famous victory over the Lions of Morocco.
If you remembered, I played under a certain coach. Jose Mourinho was the master of that. So, as a player playing in a team that plays with 10 men, I'm telling you, it is hell. It is hell, but we used to manage it perfectly, like it was our everyday thing. You know, like we were a team that plays with 10 men instead of 11. So I've learned the trades and the tricks of working with Mourinho, and where you adjust, who do you sacrifice, and unfortunately, it's not going to be pretty for the fans because they want to see attacking football and good. But then you think about the most important, to protect your goals, and if you are in the lead, you protect at all costs. Sometimes defenders have to play midfield jobs or striker jobs, and that was the art that I've learned playing under Jose. So for me as a coach, I think I just take myself back to, okay, when we used to get a player send off, one of the strikers get taken off, and then one must run himself down like a donkey in front, and the rest, we park the bus. No, not the bus. We park a train and then a bus in front.
Mafans wamejitokeza, tunasema ni shukran, na the more wanatu cheer up, ndo reason inafanya tunapata hizo win. Tulia, tunakujia win still, because hiyo ndo momentum poa, because tukiwa na winning mentality itatupusha hadi finali. Unaona venye watu wanajituma kwa ground, si wote ni mahasla, so lazima tufight hiyo do. Ni motivation moja fiti sana president alituwekea.
Sema ni incredible moment kwanza kwa career yangu at this moment. The ball nimekuwa nikitafuta, I think ndio ball nimefunga ya kwanza after injury. So ni kitu sichukuli pia lightly. Niko proud sana kwa hii moment. Sema hii ni moment yangu ya kwanza kucheza kwa in such a large crowd. Na manze kwanza mafans juu wako juu manze. Watu wanatupush. Yeye ukiangalia tunacheza tuko 10 men against 11. I think wanatupush sana, wanatupa motivation at least.
And of course, that's striker Hogam and goalie Omondi and coach Benny McCarthy. Wakili, maybe yes, quickly joined on this, 30 seconds.
It's important to appreciate. You know, we've been questioning whether we have a philosophy here in Kenya. Now we've gotten a football philosophy. Our philosophy is 1 match, 1 red card, 1 million.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But talking of the coach's reaction, we also spoke to Moroccan coach, and take a listen to what he had to say after that defeat at the hands of Harambee Stars.
I think in the second half, with 1 player less and 1 player more for us, I think that we didn't make what we must make in the zone 3. The way how we must make animation for our offensive play, it was not so good. I think that if Kenya win, because they deserve to win, they was very good, very solid in the defensive way, and for us, we was not so clever the way how we manage the first half and the second.